Hey, everybody. We have Purring Lady in the house already. Hello. So you, hold on one second. There we go. I have my chat on over here on the side. Purring Lady had number 2 of 12 yesterday, and you're still doing pretty good. I'm glad they were able to start your treatment and everything. And I'm hoping that by the time you get halfway through, you're doing very well. We hit the halfway mark last week, and it's noticeable now. I'm feeling it, but for the most part, I think things are going well. The day after. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot to go through, huh? Did you end up cutting your hair off, or are you going to go ahead and hold on to it as is, or?
No, I cut it off. I did this. This just doesn't happen naturally. Oh, you weren't talking to me. I'm mistaken. Sorry.
Comic Relief is here. Hello, dear.
Hello. I don't know for how long because allergies are horrible for me for the last like 5 days.
Can you turn? Do you have your sound? Can you turn your sound? Maybe I have my sound turned on too loud. That could be. Your sound's loud. It never does usually. It's mine.
No, because I usually talk like this.
No, it's mine. It's mine. I have my thing up. I did want to say, JJ.
What?
Okay, we we have our person in there. I got rid of him already.
Oh,
so they'll be coming back in. They're talking about our chests now. Oh, there we are again. Why don't you go find somebody else, you person? I got another one. Hi, Rhonda.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh
yeah, bye-bye.
Unbelievable. Okay, that's how I am. I mean, remember I told you I was going to have to, I would probably be bald, according to my doctor, by what? Treatment 4. We just finished 6. Thank you, dear. This is going to be a challenge. Thank you, Purring Lady. Oh my God, what a horrible person. So I still look at, I mean, it's really thin, but in the scheme of things, it's not. I did go in yesterday for trying on wigs, and actually, before we get into like all of our conversations, let me just do a little bit of housekeeping. Number one, I really want to thank everybody who's here right now. Number two, I want to thank everybody who listens later on, because there are a lot of people who can't be here live for various reasons. Number three, I want to thank all of my moderators, because today apparently we're going to get really busy. And watch for that new name, because they'll come in with name number 2, I guess.
That'll be like Gixbo 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so, but thank you all for being diligent. And I think that's it right now. Right now, I think that's it. Okay, Rhonda, I think you're right. Oh my gosh. Okay, now let's see. There's one more piece of business. I am not a doctor or a medical professional. My husband, who is my co-host, is not a medical professional or doctor.
I don't even play one on TV.
He does not. He does not play one on TV.
What the heck?
What we are cancer patients, and a lot of the people in this chat are also cancer patients, current or past. And we're just here to talk about our experiences, what's going on. I'm currently undergoing chemotherapy, Avastin and Folfiri, and because I am a stage 4 colon cancer patient and have been for 5 years. So plus. So we've got people right now who are going through treatment and everything. And I just honestly am so glad that we're all here together. So now that we kind of have that business taken care of, Purring Lady just had a double mastectomy, and she is going through treatment for breast cancer. and just had her second treatment. So before a lot of people came in, we were just talking about hair. My doctor had warned me that I would lose my hair between treatments 2 and 4, and I just had treatment 6, and I'm losing hair.
So did you happen to see who's in the chat?
I did. Donna, you guys, you have to know, Donna is one of my very best friends, and she and I became friends when I worked with JJ and her husband as truck drivers. And then we would go out and you're just such a turkey. And that was the person, not Donna. We actually all were at one night. Remember that night that we went to
karaoke?
Karaoke. Donna, do you remember that night? And do you remember who was singing Amazing Grace? Was it Amazing Grace that she was singing? JJ, do you remember?
No.
The ice skater, Tanya Harding.
Oh. I think her and her friend was singing something. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes. Okay, so I'm going to go back now because I am really wanting to find out. Okay, I'm going to go back in the comments. Oh, okay. So, purring lady, you have delayed reconstruction. Well, I'm glad though that they can get you into the chemo treatment. Just so that, because I know that early on they told me that the sooner you get that after surgery, the better. And so I'm glad that they're moving forward where they can, and I do pray that you're going to be able to start your reconstruction soon. And see, that's how I am. So now my hair is growing and it's getting wonky because it's getting thin, and I can't decide if I really want to get it cut, which sounds funny, but I want to get it cut because it doesn't look as cute when I put water and do things to it. However, the curl has all come back, so that's a good thing too.
I think you should ride that wave as long as you can.
Pardon the pun, riding the wave. Thank you for blocking them again. Wouldn't it be funny if it was a woman and she was just really that twisted? I agree. I think prayers have been helping all of us, Robert. I really do. And I love your little Mickey Mouse there. I can't remember. Tugboat Willie? Is that who that is? I'm going to just go through all these comments and read them for everybody who's listening to the podcast later. Oh, okay. So her oncologist social worker provided her with a beautiful free wig, and she's saying I should ask. So funny you should talk about wigs. I went to a place yesterday and I did try some on. I found out that I have a small head, which means I have a pea brain. I know I've always had like a small circumference on my head. But I tried some wigs on, and a few of them I thought were really cute. And I was sending pictures to JJ, and he's like, "Whoa, that doesn't even look like you," which they didn't, but it was still fun to pretend I was playing dress up in there. I found out from my insurance that, and I may be able to get a free wig, and if I can, I will. But I found out from my insurance company, due to another friend who told me to check, that I have a lifetime limit that I can get wigs actually covered as prosthetics when I'm undergoing chemotherapy. So the lifetime limit is $750, which I think is generous. If you were to get a really nice few wigs, that's money you're not having to spend. And JJ said, "Hey, get one of each," and see, just change up the flavor. I thought that was funny. But I am going to be going and to another gal Friday, JJ. We're going to stop.
I don't know. You keep track of that stuff. If it's on our calendar,
Friday.
It's there.
I'm sorry. I'm very thirsty. Hi, Daniel. It is Steamboat Willie. That's what I thought. All right, cool. Oh, yeah. JJ and her husband saying Elvira. Okay, there's our squirrel. Oh, that was funny. Um, so I did look, and I will be probably taking advantage of that. But whoa, wigs can be expensive. Some of the wigs that I liked were like over 350 and $450. I don't know about that. I That's a lot of money, and they're not real human hair even.
And
I saw,
I'm obviously not into wigs at all, but I'm sure that there are some that are even way more expensive than that.
I'm sure there are. I didn't even ask about the real human hair wigs. Um, I am I am struggling with hydration. I'm struggling to drink enough water, and I'm really not quite sure why. Um, I'm not that thirsty, I guess. I don't know. And then some of my side effects are, complete evacuation on the southern end of the body. And then you need even more hydration. Me too. Even though people are doing it for a super nice reason and all the right reasons, quite frankly, there's something weird about having another person's hair on my head. I don't know why I'd rather do the synthetic, but that's kind of where I'm at. I have friends who have had their hair cut off before. A gal that I grew up next door to did that one time. She had probably 2 feet of hair cut off. And she just did it because she was a sweetheart. She didn't even know anybody going through cancer. And I think that is such a gift because they did feel nice and normal. I did feel them. I am doing carbonated water. I've been drinking um, San Pellegrino lately is my flavor of choice. It has no flavor at all, and I'm trying to think of what exactly I have been putting in it. Not much. And then also to help everything. Hey, suburban hillbillies here. Welcome in. I've been trying to drink those liquid IVs, but I haven't had any for like 3 days. And I really like the cherry flavored one right now. Tastes like cherry Kool-Aid. But I do need to be drinking it because I can feel it. Uh, what else? Um, Yesterday, um, words are weird, just so you can tell. You can tell, you can hear them. Yesterday, it's update time. I went in because my neuropathy seems to be growing a little bit. It's moving backwards because it started in my toes. So I went to a clinic where I'm thinking um I'm thinking that I'm going to try this as an alternative therapy. Even it's I'm not going to take alternative drugs. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not taking Invectin. People keep telling me try Invectin or Intervectin, which is some sort of an animal tranquilizer, deworming thing. I'm not going there. So, as much as I appreciate people's creative ideas, I do not feel comfortable doing that. I would never recommend doing something like that. I would rather use more natural means and my diet and some exercises that work for me before I would do that. But people have recommended these animal therapies, and I just can't see myself doing stuff like that. Icing my feet would not help, actually. Um, so I found out yesterday that I have lost 50% of the feeling in my right leg, and I'm dominant right, and 30% in my left. So so this guy took an image. I don't know if I can show it with my phone. He took an image of my feet, and where your feet should be all red because all of your what do you call it? Your blood vessels are working the way they're supposed to. I might not even have it.
Yeah, so
Um,
after looking at those pictures, though, It's like, imagine your foot is, your foot, let's say 8 inches long or 12 or whatever. And if you just cut that in half, the half from the midpoint of her foot forward through her toes and everything were blue. I mean, yeah, you can
Well,
see.
I don't know what all you can see, but you
You
see
can
like
see
a
all the way.
band of yellow. Does it look yellow to you, or does it just look
No, if
whitish?
you just hold it still, so
Uh-huh.
you can see towards the top of her feet there, or you can see her toes. They're all blue, and then they go down. It goes down to where it's yellow and starts changing color. Well, that's basically half her foot is in that blue area, except for on
Mhm.
the right side, it's got a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
So that's
definitely no fun.
so those are my feet at the current state. So they also did some he did other tests and things. That one was the most telling when I saw that. And then he drew on my leg, he drew on my feet, he drew numbers on my feet, and I had to identify what they were with my eyes closed. And then on my calves, and then on my top of my thigh, or the bottom of my thigh near my knee. And I got one number out of six correct. So he also took some x-rays of my spine to make sure that I don't have like a pinched nerve or something. And he is a doctor of chiropractic. So he's having a radiologist read that. And the next time we all get together, JJ and I will have had a meeting with him to find out, what the plan of action will be. He's going to work with my oncologist, which I appreciated. He said he would not recommend any dietary changes without checking with my oncologist first. So he completely respects the traditional medicine side of things, and he doesn't want to step on any toes, which I really it impressed me that he wasn't going to come in and change the world, right in the middle of this. He also even wants to check with my oncologist to make sure that what he plans to do is something that my oncologist agrees with. So this is really, really good. Um, Aside from that and the absolute unpredictable runs, um, my nausea has been really under control. That I attribute to calming down my diet. I'm eating very calming foods, I guess. And I'm getting ready to move into absolutely no hot sauce. I don't know what a taco is going to taste like without salsa or hot sauce. And it's going to be a nice salad and a wrap. And I think I'm going to start making things like tzatziki sauce and things like that, real mild and mellow. So, and no, today I had a chili dog for lunch at a favorite place that my brother and I like. And their chili is super bland, and I put it in my mouth and it was super spicy to me. So, probably no more chili for a while either. And if I do, it'll be green bean chili with light spice. So, I want to come down and talk about some of these questions here. Would icing my feet help? Her hands and feet are itching, hopefully hoping not to develop neuropathy. I would just, praying lady, just tell your doctor every single one of those sensations. I didn't do that probably when I was developing the worst of the neuropathy. I was kind of toughing it out. But to be fair, I was totally normal, normal, normal. I think I had abnormal swelling of my feet and ankles at that time. Remember how big and fat my feet were at that time, honey?
Yep.
Which I'm not going through right now. But I was working and sitting at a desk every day, compression socks and all. There's only so much sitting and not standing up and moving that you can do. But by the time I mentioned it to my doctor, he stopped the medication that would cause neuropathy immediately. But I had let it go too far without talking to my doctor and saying, "Hey, this is happening and it's alarming me." I just kept it to myself. So I am partially to blame, mostly to blame for that because I didn't speak up. Um, and so yes, ivermectin is what people keep putting in the comments. I am not going there. I'm not ever going. Okay, so Suburban Hillbilly is a cancer survivor. And so this is exactly your it started in your toes and then it spread. So do you have it in your hands? Do you have it in your legs? Sometimes if I get out of the shower and I know that there's warm water coming down, I drive from the top down, and I know that there's water on my legs above my knees. Sometimes I don't feel that, and that really worries me. My toes are one thing, but I don't want to lose the feeling in my legs. I'm like, oh my gosh. Um, yes. Okay. So hers got so bad that her feet and toes were more on their own, and that's where I'm at. They're like disjointed from my body, but they're there, and I can feel them. And I wake up all night because they're cold, even though when I touch them, they're really hot. All of it is weird. I'm going to ask Suburban to answer that question for herself. The question is, how are you keeping yourself steady? I watch my feet when I walk. Um, I hold on, like if I'm in the shower, you rinse your hair off, you close your eyes to lean back or whatever. And I do have a handheld, but I still close my eyes. I have a ledge in my shower that is right next to me, like right next to where my arm is. And so I use that to steady myself whenever I have to close my eyes to rinse or rinse my face or something. Um, the other day, I had to get out of the shower mid shower, and I was afraid to get out unless there was a towel and a rug on the floor because I think one of my biggest things is I'm desperately afraid of falling, especially in the bathroom where there's a bathtub, there are hard surfaces everywhere, there's a toilet, there's a million things that you could hit your head on, and I am deathly afraid of that. Daniel said after his third infusion, he had of chemo, he had severe cramps and pain in his legs. So did they attribute that to the chemo, and did it go away, Daniel? Did what was there a certain course that you took that helped matters? Because I think sometimes mine is just because I'm not hydrated enough or something. Oh no. Okay, so purring lady, chemo doctor teaching said to stay away from gardening and dirt, and asked if I'm taking precautions when working in the garden. Yes, and we are gardening a lot right now. I wear long pants, tall socks. I wore short socks the other day and it got on my ankles. And so I just washed off my ankles. I do wear gloves now. I hate gloves, but I wear them. I wear sleeves. And so I'm not touching the dirt directly with my hands and my skin. But I am finding that if I cover up and wear gloves, and of course I wear a hat if I don't have shade, and all of that seems to be working. Oh, you didn't have cancer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Suburban Hillbilly did not have cancer, but her calves up to her knee not feeling.
Excuse me.
And you go to physical therapy for balance. I can definitely see wanting to look into physical therapy to help me cope. I've been actually eyeballing what different things I could use, like a walker. Like when you go to the grocery store and you get a cart, well, that's a no brainer, and I definitely do that. I don't really want to use a walker, but if that's how I could walk around, I would. I'm not to that point at this right now at this juncture, um, but I want to be sure that when I do take the dogs out, that I'm steady, and neither one of them is infirm enough to put into a doggy walker. So I'm glad that they're healthy enough where they can walk on their own, quite frankly. Hi, Patty. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so Daniel's was very temporary. That his neuropathy. That is so interesting. That's really cool though that it went away. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, okay. Suburban hillbilly. She doesn't know she has cancer. She has undiagnosed nodules. And so she has to recover from surgery. Okay. I'm so sorry I didn't understand that. JJ, beautiful home. That's his background. Um, yeah, using a walker, I think I would definitely say that using a walker is one of those you're giving up something that you just feel totally capable of doing. And I know people who've used walkers, and I'm like, oh, poor dear. And now I'm thinking, that might not be a bad idea. Okay, I want to come over here because this is the first day after Praying Lady had her first infusion. The day after her first infusion, she felt like she had the worst flu. She was nauseous, low grade temp, and joint pain. Felt better as the week went on. And your chemo is on Tuesdays. So we go to chemo on the same days. I agree. You can do you can do several in a row, Suburban. That's okay. I'm totally okay with that. So I'm gonna go back to Praying Lady. So um my first infusion, I remember feeling kind of yucky the next day. Not horrible, not as bad as I thought. But then my day 3 and 4, I was really, really nauseous. And I'm going to knock on wood now, but I have not had to take nausea medicine for 3 days, not a lick of it. And again, I really feel like it's because of the food that I'm putting in my body and some of the foods I'm not putting in my body. But as little medicine as I can take, the better I feel anyway, because then I know I'm sleeping normally and getting on as normal as possible. Um, but you know what's funny, Praying Lady, is that I felt kind of crummy on 1 and 2. I had side effects that didn't make me feel too horrible. 3 and 4. I mean, it was unpredictable, and I had to stick around the house real closely, and I couldn't go outside very much. But it's weird because they accumulate in your body, but for some reason, mine are kind of floating around. So I'll be nauseous one time, or I'll have the runs another time, or I'll be constipated another time, which I attribute actually to one of the anti-nausea meds. And then you try and get past that, and you get past that, and the opposite happens. And I got a little angry earlier this week, JJ. Did I? I got angry with cancer this week. I yelled at it. You don't have your sound on. You don't have your sound on.
Which time?
This time, I was cussing.
Which
Oh,
time?
I've been angry this time. I have been angry this time. And so I'm going to the counselor on Friday, and we're going to talk about that anger. I'm trying to channel my anger into cleaning projects in the house. It can't
And I'm
hurt.
okay with it. It just has to be focused, not on me.
uh, so I'm thinking about maybe organizing a file cabinet drawer or something like that, right? Channel that energy into something positive. Mm. Um, yeah, eating the fresh fruits and veggies. I haven't had any bone broth yet, but low fat definitely, and the lean proteins. And when I um, when I go to the doctor next, this is kind of a weird thing. So before I get my infusion on Tuesdays, which my next one is this coming Tuesday, I have to give a urine sample to make sure that my kidneys and my bladder are functioning properly. And what they watch for are proteins. And I just kind of have been taking it at face value. Watch your proteins, make sure you drink plenty of water, make sure you're hydrated. But then I started thinking about it. I eat proteins like chicken and fish and stuff like that, and some meat. And I'm going to come back to these comments in a minute because we need some of this. But I'm wondering, does the protein they're watching for, is it connected in any way to the proteins that I'm eating and ingesting? Or is it a different protein that has absolutely nothing to do with it? So I need to ask that tomorrow when I see my oncologist. In fact, I need to put it on my little list of questions. And I highly encourage anybody who's listening or watching to make sure that you do keep a list of questions to take when you go to your doctor, because for me, it's really easy in 2 weeks to forget all of the little things that happened that might be more significant than I assign them, right? So I need to do that. Now I'm going to go back to this because this is hilarious. Cleaning when stress works. Totally agree. But here's the funniest one. My house would be immaculate if I cleaned each time I was stressed. Oh, sister, amen. Me too. It would be perfect. And so would my yard.
We must definitely be mellow. There's no stress there.
I'm just too tired to get out there and physically do it. Um Oh, I didn't know that nerve damage can cause the bathroom issues. Well, that would make sense. Huh. But yeah, I can feel it creeping up my legs, and that's not a good thing. So I need to make sure. And I don't want it to get into my hands and stick with my hands because I need my hands. Okay, we're gonna go through here. I love that. I love that. Um, it's the proteins my body is breaking down. So yeah, I definitely have to talk to my doctor, and I have to make sure that, he gives me the whole background, and then I'll come home and I'll do some research. My doctor and his staff are very good at providing me with printouts of things, and I appreciate that. And did I? And they're also helping me, like they're helping me with the wig thing to navigate the insurance. I'll be asking them if there's, and my insurance company, obviously. I'll be asking if they do like adjunct therapy, I guess, for the physical therapy and the chiropractic therapy to try and combat some of the neuropathy. So my poor doctor is going to get inundated tomorrow, and his assistant's going to be out for a little bit. So they're going to be busy. I get my money's worth, I'll tell you that. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate that. Patty says that she admires me for my strength. You don't see me all the time.
Even then, and I do. Yeah, she's a warrior. That's all there is to it.
Thank you, sweetie. Stop it. I'm going to cry. Stop it. I'm more emotional.
You know, in my, piece of all of this, I am really the warrior. I'm just kidding. No.
Actually, you are.
No, it's easy.
I couldn't deal with my attitude if I was him, you guys. Seriously.
Oh, I won't deal with your attitude.
He goes in the other room. Oh, and what have we been doing to blow stress? We've been watching the NBA playoffs here in the States, and it's been a really good distraction. I've been enjoying that a lot. Between that and gardening, I am really good at avoiding dishes.
And
my neighbor and I,
too.
Just in case George is on here watching and coming in, my neighbor and I always tell each other anything but dishes. I think there's going to be a t-shirt coming with anything but dishes on it. Because we will do anything to avoid dishes.
I still think we need the food to muck with it. I'm just saying.
Oh, I don't have that with me. I don't have one sitting here. I've got, oh, here we go. Here we go. Can you read it, or is it not clear?
It's blurry.
Anyway, one night I was not in the mood to mess with the dishes, and I said, I'm just not in the food to muck with it. And I made a little poster, so maybe I'll make a t-shirt out of that. Let's see. So with Suburban Hillbilly, her neuropathy crept up her legs and hips, then to your fingertips and elbows. Sister, I appreciate that, but boy, do I not want to hear that right now. We do have nurse navigators, praying lady, but we have like 3. And I do have one, but I think that they're restructuring and stuff. I went to a group therapy session for 6 sessions that was led by I'm having a hair fall out. That was led by a nurse navigator. And when it ended, we actually decided to keep our group going privately. So we're going to start rotating houses and meeting once a month. And everybody in there is a cancer survivor. And many of us are undergoing current treatment. So we're helping each other. And then while we were doing that, we all got binders and books and all kinds of good stuff. So we're going to continue that path together, and it's working. But our nurse navigators are trying to get it together. And over the past 8 years, almost 8 years now that I've been going through cancer, it hasn't been as organized as I would like. It hasn't been as helpful. So I've just kind of been my own person looking at insurance and stuff. Okay, so Suburban Hillbilly has a nurse navigator that calls every 2 weeks. I wish we had that kind of a robust thing. Oh. Oh, okay. I got to address this. Daniel, you're on oxyplantin. You can't touch, eat, or drink anything cold, but you found that room temperature water is easier to drink. That's what I did the first time. It was full Fox, and oxyplantin was part of that treatment. That's where when I was saying that about my feet swelling up and my ankles swelling up, and they got hot, they got itchy. If you get that feeling one time, please tell your doctor immediately, because that's the drug that they actually discontinued for me after, did I go 9 rounds, JJ, or 10 out of 12? I went a long time. They said, wow, you're really tough. You went through all these. But oxyplantin was that drug for me. And it may not happen to you, but that's what caused my neuropathy to get jump started. And so they discontinued it. So if on oxyplantin that happens to you, please tell your doctor immediately.
And yes, that touch, eat, drink, or anything.
I had
the real deal.
Talk for a second. I'm going to go get my gloves. Hold on.
Oh yeah, she used to be, covered up and everything. Wore gloves everywhere. For real. That's the real deal right there. And if it's even close, she would drink, and if it was anywhere close to cool, it's like she said that it wanted to just seize her throat.
It made my throat want to seize up. Does that happen to you, Daniel? So here's what I did when I left infusion. Even when it was 110 degrees outside, the air coming across my hands would make them sore. So my sister-in-law bought me cotton gloves, and that way I could open a drawer in the house, open the refrigerator door, even though I couldn't eat anything cold. That's the summer that I didn't have any salad. I ate warm tomatoes. That was good. And warm fruit, like fresh off the vine, or I would put it outside on a table to warm up in the sunshine, and then I could eat it. But everything I drank was warm. I even drank room temperature, slightly warmed up cherry Kool-Aid when I wanted like a soda kind of a flavor. That was the worst. That was the worst treatment for me that I went through. It just, ooh.
Well, he's already been introduced to the worst parts of it.
The cold stuff. Yeah. But Daniel, get yourself some of these gloves if you don't have any, because I'm telling you, they make your life where you can live a little bit more normal life, for real. Because I can remember just touching a glass that didn't have anything in it, and that was sometimes very painful to the touch. It's almost like that kid in the Christmas Story that put his tongue on a pole, the frozen pole. Everything felt like that on my hands. Okay, so we have a perfectionist in the house, and you have a mellow. Oh my God, JJ, look at this. She's a type A and he is a mellow type B. JJ calms my spirit because I'm not that person.
She's a
All
little
right,
bit.
Patty.
I'm not new.
I'll work on that shirt, Patty. That's funny. And yeah, I agree. I'm reading comments that a good resource for me would be um, probably going to Nurse Navigator. And I'll look back into it this week. So far, it's been really hard to get a regular kind of thing going with them. And I've been trying on and off since COVID. So I thought I had a good thing going with one of them, but there were only 2 nurse navigators in a metropolitan area of over 500,000 people. Not everybody has this insurance policy. Not everybody has this insurance group. I completely get it. But their time was at a premium and I wasn't successful. And that's when I was actually going through radiation and chemo. And I feel like at that point in time, that's when I really, really needed additional help, like outside of my husband and I, outside of the doctors. And it wasn't there, but they did their best. I will give them that. They did their best. We're going back to the neuropathy. It was awful, and Suburban Hillbilly, you were admitted to the hospital to manage the pain. Oh, goodness gracious. They treated her as if she wanted to have drugs and ended up being misdiagnosed. That's really sad. I don't even know what to say about that. I really am. And a fresh tomato with a little sugar on it. I'll take mine with salt, but sister, I'm on it. I love a fresh tomato. So let's take that as a segue to gardening, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. So in the past 2 weeks since we've been here, had we planted our tomatoes or had we just started soil at that point?
I think we had just planted them.
Yeah. So we do have one teeny tiny little tomato about that big, and we have 5 tomato plants. We're probably going to get 3 cherry tomato plants to put in wine barrels in the sun. So we have 5 heirloom tomato plants. Last weekend, JJ actually built 2 raised beds. And what are they, 17 inches tall?
Well, I put together raised beds because we got the metal Vajega beds, so they should last for a long time.
Could you tell that dog to be quiet? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You tell him, buddy. I think the mailman's here or something.
He might come in here. I just called him. You built those beds 3.5 by 5 and by 17 inches tall. And then we got mushroom compost. And what's the other stuff you got with it?
We got 1.5 yards, so half a yard of each. We got topsoil compost mix, and then half a yard of mushroom compost, and mixed that all together and filled the bed with it. Buying in bulk is so much cheaper than buying in bags. So I filled up.
Ask us how we know.
Yeah, believe me. So we filled up all of those for like $80. It would have cost like $1,000 in bags. So yeah, bags, it's crazy.
So the night before last, we went out and we planted bell peppers. I planted green, yellow. They didn't have orange where we went, and I'm planting plants because I am. Red. We planted and 1 chocolate and
Purple.
two purple bell peppers. The chocolate bell pepper I checked does not taste like chocolate. It just has a brown color. Those make really good like chips, like to dip into hopefully tzatziki this summer. And pimentos. I've never grown pimentos before. But there's a sauce that we like. It's a hot. It's spicy. It's called Calabrian pepper. And I've heard, and I'm gonna have to find a recipe, a safe canning recipe. I've heard that pimentos are the peppers that are in there. So I don't know if that's right or not. But anyway, I'm gonna try. We planted. So we have one whole bed of those things, and then we have another little bed that has jalapenos, Anaheim chilies, which I'm also hoping to can because
And
we
the
really like.
pimentos are in that bed.
Huh?
The pimentos are in that bed with
Oh, okay.
the jalapenos and the Anaheims.
Okay. And that's all that's in that bed, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to try making cowboy candy. If you're watching this and you don't know, we like to can our own food when we can, especially if it's something that we can grow or go to an organic U-Pick farm around here and like pick it that day, bring it home, clean it, can it, and off to the shelf it goes. Suburban Hillbilly, you're the one that sent me the loofah seeds, and I have yet to plant them, but I have them in my little cabinet behind me. See that door right there? See that door? That is my cabinet of seeds right there. And I have the seeds that you sent me, and I know it was you. And I'm actually going to plant them on a trellis this year alongside of my cucumbers. And hopefully we'll be planting those this coming weekend on Mother's Day, if we can. Okay, so this year you're going to have a small container on the deck. Not sure if you have the means, but we also just got green stalks and we put strawberries in ours. And they are a game changer if you have limited space, limited mobility. They're easy to water because you can go out there and open up the top of it, put the water in, and let it for about, it takes like 5 or 10 minutes actually to fully water. But if you can get a green stalk, I would highly recommend going to greenstock.com, and they're having Mother's Day specials. And they have right now they have like a one that's 3 or 4 tiers high. And you might find that you like having some herbs and some plants in there. Because I know how much you like to garden. Over the years, you've come in and out of all of our lives and stuff. And once a gardener, always a gardener. It's so hard to give it up or not do it in the years that you can't do it.
Yeah, we need to do a video of those because we have 2. Excuse me, my allergies are horrible.
Mute yourself and I'll talk for a second. They're really bad this year. So Purring Lady wasn't able to start any seeds and won't have much of a garden. But you know what, you guys, you're right. We didn't really have much of a garden last year. We had a few herbs. We have the raspberries because they're going to grow anyway. We have blackberries because they're going to grow anyway. We had no pomegranates last year, but this year we finally got some pomegranate buds. But I know you guys, when you're gardening.
So it looks like Suburban has 4 green stalks, so she understands.
Oh, good.
So we bought one of the 7 tier and one of the 5 tier. So one's deeper and
but they're the same height.
But they're the same height. But we did nothing but strawberries because we've tried to grow strawberries in the ground and they just get eaten alive. So
snails
and slugs, yeah. So growing them up like that, I think we have had one that we lost a berry to a bird.
I think it was a bird.
Had to have been a bird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And they're so good.
They're so good. They're so sweet.
We're never going to get a tray of strawberries, you guys, because we go out there and like if the little girl next door is outside in the backyard, like, here, eat some strawberries, or we'll just eat 5 or 6 a piece and before we ever get them in the house. So
I think we have like 80 plants in those. So
we're hoping to get 1 tray of frozen strawberries if we have that many plants.
If we're lucky.
It's
Because I'll
bad.
go out there, I'll eat a handful. I'll just sit there and eat them right off of the vine. If
And
that's how they get eaten,
you're not one to eat fruit, but when we have fruit on trees, you will eat the fruit off of our trees or vines or whatever. I've noticed that.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's no need for it to go any further than my mouth from coming off of the vine. It doesn't need to go any further. That's it.
Yeah. And thank you, Patty. And I'm going to pass this on to Purring Lady. We are trying, aren't we?
Sometimes it's tough, she had, of course she's going through everything she's going through, and then my allergies, especially this time of year, are pretty nasty usually, but this year's in this exceptionally rough year.
Well, my sister-in-law and I don't have allergies. My brother does and JJ does. So this is like annual for them. We don't have allergies, but we've both been sneezing this year, and that's just it's not common for us. So this is a really big pollen year, and we've had a lot of wind in the last 2 weeks, which has made it even worse. And the sucky part is that everything's blooming and beautiful and everything smells good and it's breezy and you want to open the windows at night and get that cool breeze in the house. But if you do, the coughing never ends. So we have to keep our houses closed up. Such a bummer.
Yeah, I'll walk outside and the lemon trees are blooming right now, and it's just like it goes.
The limes are done. The lime is finished. There aren't any more buds on the lime. I think the oranges in the backyard are done. There aren't any more buds, just
They're
teeny
still
tiny.
buds, but they're still buds.
But the lemons are going nuts.
Yeah, the lemons are. Yeah.
It smells so good.
It does. It smells amazing, and we have roses going crazy and all this stuff, and it all smells amazing. But the second I smell it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to pay for this for 3 days.
Yeah, I'm sorry, honey. I'll just go outside in the dark and smell it. And then the weeds too. Holy Moses. Yeah, again, last year we didn't have a garden either. We did have the cherry tomatoes, and then we have our trees and stuff. But if you can get anything in a bucket or anything, right, it just makes you feel so good. By our next broadcast / podcast live, I'm looking right here next to me in my office. We're going to do indoor seed starting and winter gardening indoors in the summer here. So I'm going to do lettuce inside. I have my lettuce. I just need to transplant them right now and choose which. I think I'm going to do the third shelf down. Choose which shelf I want to grow them on. And we're just going to grow our lettuce at the house because here in the Sacramento Valley, I have yet to find a head of lettuce either at the farmer's market, at the grocery store, or anywhere for less than about $2.79 a head, but the average price is about $3.50 to $4 a head. I cannot and will not do that. So we're going to do an indoor garden. Why not? So Purring Lady has birds, which are crows. They're mean, but they're cute though. And chipmunks trying to steal her stuff. We have squirrels, and squirrels eat everything. We're here to tell you.
Everything under the sun.
Goonies say never say die.
That's right. I love Chunk.
Huh?
I love Chunk.
Well, now we're going to talk about a movie. You guys have to talk about it because I didn't. Did we watch it one time?
Yeah, we've watched it.
Once. I watched it once. I think it was cute, if I remember. I didn't watch movies in the 80s and 90s very much. Let's see. Cilantro, yes, Suburban Hillbilly. I will be growing herbs indoors that bolt. That's basically what I'm going to grow indoors. I'm not going to do cauliflower or anything like that, I don't think. But if I get creative, maybe I will. I'm going to grow herbs and things like lettuce that will typically bolt here in the summertime. So I have red leaf lettuce, green leaf, the butter lettuce. I have some of those. I'm going to plant cilantro so that I can make I want to can salsa this year.
May do some
Because
basil, huh?
I have basil outside, but I'm going to grow basil inside because we use it all the time. I want to grow dill in the house. I actually want to grow dill by my tomatoes right now because I started thinking about it. They don't have deep roots, and I can grow them until they get up to flower stage because the yellow flower stage is actually what I prefer to put in when we make homemade pickles. We do old fashioned pickles in the crock with garlic, fresh dill pods, which I think are better than the dill leaves if you can get them. And what else do we put in there? Red pepper chili flakes.
Yeah.
Red chili flakes, just a pinch.
And mustard seed.
And mustard seed, that's right. And then the salt brine, the salt and vinegar brine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably document that. Yes, Rhonda, weeds are horrible. And Daniel, we are here for exactly this reason. We are here so that anybody who's going through this, knows somebody going through it, knows that they're not alone. And you're seeing me right now. I have been working up to this energy level for this. I want you to know this is not my normal energy level these days, is it, JJ?
I don't really have the energy to answer you. I'm just kidding. Not really, but yeah, we're dragging it.
Yeah. I'm hearing something in the other room and I don't know what it is. I think it's my phone. Oh, okay. It's the lady about the wig appointment, by the way, for Friday. I have my phone silenced and it was underneath these cotton gloves and that's what I was hearing. I wasn't hearing things. I agree. We are going to kick cancer's butt. How about if we kick cancer's patootie? I'm going to read all these. Let's see. Yes, Patty. Oh, man. Warm fruit straight from a tree in the summertime. Or even an apple in the fall from our trees.
I still think there's nothing better than going out, taking a peach off the tree, cutting it open, peeling it off, putting vanilla ice cream in there, and just eating it all. It's amazing because
I've never seen you do that.
I know, because I hide that, and it is so good.
Oh, that's funny.
It is so good.
Chunk and the truffle shovel?
Yep.
Okay, so you know what she's talking about.
Yeah, apparently you need to watch the movie, lady, because I can't explain it to you.
We'll get it out and we'll watch it. That does sound good, actually. We should have, let's see, are the apricots before the nectarines?
Yes, they'll actually be out like the end of this month, first part of June.
They're all over the tree, but you can't see them right now. And the nectarines are about yay big. They're pretty small. And they were small last year, but they sure were good. I didn't care.
They were amazingly good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then the next nectarines will come on.
Yeah. Oh, we're cute, all right, Patty. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll rot your teeth out. We're so sweet.
Yeah. Cilantro indoors. I have never tried growing it indoors, and it's a hot mess, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you guys. Whoa, see, so it isn't all put together yet. That's a growing station. So we got one of those Home Depot things, and right now that actually is all of my microgreen seeds right there. They're gonna go up on the top shelf. So we're actually going to be doing videos about that because it's something we like to do. But that's my indoor growing station. So I'm going to have like a whole shelf of lettuce, a whole shelf of herbs, probably shelf number 2, a shelf of microgreens, and then the bottom shelf I'm pretty much going to reserve for seedlings and things like that. But, just to use the light, I may throw more herbs in there or something. I'm not sure. Oh, we could do those. We could also use the Yonanas machine and just have like a peach sorbet too.
But then they're no longer warm.
Oh, that's true. They're not. You have to freeze them. Peel the peaches, put them in the ice cream maker.
Peach ice cream. Yeah.
That would be good. That would be very, very good.
Yeah. Now I got to figure out how to hide that from you. I'm just kidding.
What? No. My friend Donna here, her sister kicked cancer. She's oh God, she did. She's still cancer free. Go, Marianne. You go, girl. That is so good to hear. So everybody in here with cancer, you all hear that? You all hear that? I think we can all learn to live with it. And I'm hoping that when my treatment this time is done, I hope I go on the maintenance that is not chemotherapy and that it's just a memory.
I could learn how to live without it really easy.
Yeah, I could too. Right now, especially. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I just showed you how easy it is so we'll show indoor growing. We've never grown anything really except for windowsills and that type of thing and house plants. But I've never purposefully grown food in the house except for a couple we've grown microgreens a few times, haven't we?
Microgreens? Oh heck yeah.
Yeah. And we've grown those. But it was like a little limited spot with a little limited light, which
there's no better microgreen to me than wasabi. It's so amazingly good. And it's not blow your hair back hot. It's just nice and warm.
It's a flavor at the end of eating an alfalfa sprout to me.
It is. It's really good.
Yeah. And they're super good on a fresh tomato from the garden in the summer. So I take a break to drink water, and he goes and checks the ring light. What did we have on the ring light the other night that was so funny? Was it a squirrel running around out there?
No, it was a squirrel looking at the camera.
It's hilarious. Oh yeah, time to make choices in the house. Suburban Hillbilly has 2 light stands made for indoor gardening, but they're going to go away so she can get a treadmill. I'm going to say that your muscle mass is a lot more important than a couple of plants or a few plants in the house for sure. I've got to get my muscle mass built up too. I've got to start doing something. I've even thought about like just getting a kitchen chair and holding onto the back of it and doing squats on it to balance, or even the kitchen table to balance myself, and doing like 5 one day and maybe, for 3 or 4 days and then do 10, because no matter what we do, right? If we keep active, we are helping ourselves. And what else do I have? I've got these little guys sitting here where I don't use them. And I should be doing this when I'm watching TV. And it's only 3 pounds. So I could be doing this while we're watching basketball, right? And build those muscles because I'm getting a little flappy.
Well, I hate to cut this short, but we're running over and we don't want to waste time.
We are, and we have to go make dinner now. So I want to thank everybody who did come in. Thank everybody who moderated today. Thank you, because we got rid of that silly turkey. And thank you all also who are listening later. We should be putting out a video, just a regular video soon, showing you guys what the garden's doing. I'll work on that this week. And then for sure, please put it on your calendar to come back in. I don't put any announcements out for this until I set up the broadcast. So just put it on your calendar. We will be here 2 weeks from today at 4 o'clock Pacific time.
Thank you, Rhonda. I hope so too.
Thanks, everybody. We love you guys too. Thank you for coming in, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Okay. And in that meantime, keep your eyes open, keep your head up, and keep your positive attitude going. So now JJ's going to say,
see you later, everybody.
Be kind.